Welcome to the Sales Unscripted podcast. My name is Brian Neal.
And I'm Margaret Henny.
That's all I say, right, for the intro?
Yeah, that's it. We're the hosts.
That's good.
Come on, here we go.
Glad you're with us. Getting toward the end of the year now. I'm not
yeah.
sure when this episode drops, but
It's
probably
going to be sometime in December.
Right? We have a compressed calendar that Thanksgiving is as late as it can be in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Non-U.S. listeners don't care about Thanksgiving. It's just another reminder that we won.
Oh, damn.
What is? What am I mean, it's like,
Totally.
we did. It's like, we don't need any more reminder.
I know.
Like,
That's why we're so grateful.
We are exactly. We love our country. And then we're wrapping up, so we're getting to the end of the year. It's a really great time, and I'm a huge Christmas junkie. I think
know.
you are too.
I'm getting
Correct,
there.
aren't you?
I didn't think I was. And then like last year I like decorated and was like over the moon about it. And Derek was like, you said you weren't that into Christmas. And I was like,
were you married? Yeah, you were married.
Guess
then,
so. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Your first married Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, I was so excited.
It's fun, isn't it? Put your own Christmas tree up and your own little theme.
Okay, this is dumb, but I'll tell
It's
you the
not
other
dumb.
married thing I just did. No,
what'd you do? Yeah, let's
that
hear it.
I was excited about. This is so embarrassing. I made a dentist appointment for my husband. And I felt like such a wife. I was like, I'll do it. I'll make a dentist appointment.
This is a thing.
Is that embarrassing?
No, and here's why.
Why?
So it sounds gross, but it's not. So I had one itty bitty tiny cavity when I was 7.
That's it?
I've never had a cavity. I've never had
Well
any problems with my teeth.
done.
I don't go to the dentist.
You know what? If you're
And
fine,
then I'll
you're
go to the
fine.
dentist, and then they're like, yeah,
Your teeth look
a little bit of
look
gum
great.
stuff, but I'm just like, it's just whatever.
Teeth look great.
Floss more. I'm like, okay.
I do go
Well,
once a
my
year.
wife is like, you need to go to the dentist, dude.
I go once a year.
So we just had this conversation. We're
And?
renewing our insurance. She said, so in Indiana we say insurance, not insurance like the rest of the world, right?
Oh my God. Well, I'll
Say
tell you a story.
insurance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So she said, if you're not going to go to the dentist, I'm going to drop the insurance. I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I think that's going to happen too. So
Oh, good.
Maybe,
Look at
maybe
you.
Derek and I can go to the
You guys can
dentist
go together
together
and
and get a
hold each
beer
other's
afterwards or
hands.
something. I'm not scared of it. It's just a waste of time. So I'm like, every time I go, I'm like, now, of course, they get lots of plaque and shit. But it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, well,
Clean
and I
it
think
up.
dentists always a little bit. Now, dentists are going to disagree with me.
Yeah.
I think they always need to think they need to find something wrong.
Totally.
Right?
They're like car mechanics.
Now here, your gums, you get some
You need a
receding
night
gum
guard.
lines there because
I don't need
I'm
a
like,
night
okay,
guard.
thank you, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good. By the way, I
what-
just got back
oh.
from a conference in Florida where I didn't realize I say vehicle is
Vehicle.
Is vehicle weird?
Yes, 100%. It's Indiana. So there are 3 things that we say
How are you supposed to say
that
it?
are absolutely from Indiana. The 3 words are insurance. Everyone says
It's supposed
insurance.
to be insurance.
Insurance.
That's weird. No,
Yep,
insurance.
it's insurance.
Yeah.
The other one is vehicle. Most people say vehicle. Vehicle.
Oh,
That's
is
everybody
it-
in the world says vehicle
say
except us in Indiana. We say
vehicle.
vehicle. You know what the third one is?
No.
Umbrella.
Oh.
Everybody says umbrella.
Oh no, I say umbrella.
Yeah, we've got an umbrella there if you want. I say umbrella.
Yeah, umbrella.
Here's a 4th one. This is more southern Indiana. Cement.
Oh,
we say cement
I say
instead of
cement.
cement.
I say cement.
Yeah, we're from
that's
Monticello,
true.
so it's fancy.
I'm not kidding. I was like on a panel
Yeah.
and I got
Yes,
called out.
100%.
And of course I'm at it is a car dealer conference.
Not that
And
it's some fancy pants place, but yeah.
I'm up there saying vehicle over and over again. And
sound like a
finally
hick, right?
they called me
You
out
do.
and I was like, oh damn. I'm
Vehicle.
sorry, my Indiana is showing right now.
Do I have vehicle insurance? Do I have vehicle I can't even say it.
Insurance.
You got insurance for your vehicles? How many vehicles you have? That's right. It sounds right, doesn't it?
That sounds exactly right.
And I think it's just Indiana. Like it's not really even maybe a little rural Ohio. It's not really Kentucky's
That's
more
very specific.
Kentucky's more like southern.
It's more
twangy,
southern. It's
you
more
know?
southern. Yeah, that's
A
true.
vehicle. So they say it like that.
I'm glad we talked about this.
It's fun, isn't it? Everyone from Evansville has a cousin or an uncle named either Randy or Kenny.
I
And
have
Kenny-
an Uncle
I mean,
Kenny. We've
of
talked
course
about this
you do,
before.
right? I know. And we talk about when they get a job, they say they got on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got on at Toyota. He's working thirds, but he got on.
Got on.
He got on. That
Oh,
means he
that's
got a
good.
job.
That's
You know
good. He got a
what that is?
job. Got
Yeah,
hired.
got a
Yep.
job.
I heard you.
This is a throwback. I don't know if we don't want to post this picture, but Facebook memories on
Oh,
Facebook, or you get those things
yes.
pop. So this one popped up, and I these are old, of course. This is my son, who's now 20, by the way.
Oh.
This says proof that disgusting male habits are genetic. He's like 5 years old, and he's sitting there with his sound asleep on the couch with his
By
hands
the way,
in his pants.
I want you to know,
And
not
he's
one,
literally
2 hands
two
are down
hands
his
in
pants.
See what I mean? You can't make this shit up. It's not learned. Men aren't gross. Like, we don't learn to be gross. We're born gross. We are born gross. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. I'm sorry. Girls like, why you always sit around with your hands in your pants? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Do.
No
but
rhyme
we do.
or reason.
But we do, don't we? Don't we? Guys do. It's just what we do. I don't know why.
Hilarious.
Isn't that funny? So funny.
Yeah, not one, but 2 hands on your pants.
2 hands. So
speaking of which, we're talking about pet peeves.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. Good segue. So we're going to talk about kind of inspired, I think, by some things we had talked about pre-show.
Yeah.
Just in the sales process in general. It could be things that we observe salespeople doing or not doing.
Yes.
That just it's a thing. So do you want to go? You said you had one. Maybe we'll think of a couple more as we go.
Yes,
I've got one.
I am like so triggered.
It's okay. You can be here. You're like squirming. Like, what am I doing?
I'm thinking
here?
about it right now. So
yes.
I'm coming back from a conference.
Yes.
So I observed a lot of different salespeople doing these things. You know, of course, not everything is bad, but but some of the stuff I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe this is just me being a marketing person too, where I'm like, you are here to network, baby.
Yep.
Like, so when one of my biggest pet peeves is going to a conference or an event, pick your poison,
Yes.
and salespeople who are from the same company and they stay
Oh my
together
God.
like a couple that's in love the whole time. They eat their meals together. They do, and I'm like, branch out.
It's
folks.
unbelievable.
Like,
Don't
go
get me
to
started.
a different table, start a conversation. Like, how do you think we're going to be meeting new people if we're just like looking at each other with lovey-dovey eyes? I'm
You're
going
not.
a little extreme, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Does that drive you crazy too?
I can't even tell you.
Oh my
The only time, and at Blind Zebra, we've got a whole set of tools on this deal.
Great.
The only time at a trade show or an event, and you're there with your team,
Yeah.
the only time you should see each other is for your AM and your PM. Your morning huddle, where you're
Yes.
doing planning, and your afternoon get together, where you said, what did we achieve today?
Yeah. That's
Other than that,
great.
you're rolling. You're
Yeah.
in and out and about, talking. No one's ever together.
No.
On purpose.
right.
For the reasons you said.
Well, and even like, I think these are tactical things that people probably need to be told. So I don't want to get up on my high horse and be like, everyone should already know this.
I agree.
So like, let's start there. There's typically a booth or a table or whatever that you might be at to take turns. You
Go,
don't
totally.
all have to be there.
No.
Go to sessions, learn something while you're there, and then you have a conversation to start with folks.
Yes.
So it's not all just about you, your product, or your service. You can figure out what are the trends? What are
Yes.
people talking about in the industry? Like, that is so valuable. And then it's not just you're looking at people like meat to be like,
Yes.
come over
Seriously.
here. Like, there's a genuine connection
Yes.
when you have something to talk about. So just like get out from behind your booth or your table, go flourish and make some new friends.
Get away from each other.
Yes.
The other thing is, how I think about this?
Huh.
And this is a little like you talk about triggering.
Yeah.
So one of my things in my what do you call it? Your psychological makeup.
Okay, yeah.
Your my deep hidden trauma.
Yeah.
Is that I was in 5 different elementary schools in 6 years. So kindergarten, first half the first, second,
Wow.
half second, third, a different one fourth, different one fifth. I was always the new kid. And there is nothing worse than when you're the new kid of walking up to a group of people who are coddled together.
Yes.
There's no space for you at all.
Oh,
And you're sitting there with 4 salespeople and you're yucking it up. You have all these inside jokes and you're expecting new people like someone like, what do you guys do here? No one's going to walk up
no.
to talk to you guys because you're all together. You're just having a good old
Exactly.
time without anybody else. You've got to, and even just like in the booth physical space.
Yeah.
If 4 of you are there, even if you're not always talking, but you're all 4 there, it's scary to walk up.
intimidating.
Right? It is. I'm like, I'm not going to walk up in the middle of that.
Yep.
That's a thing. That drives me crazy when I see people like,
Those
who'd you
give
talk
me-
to today? Well, we walked around. Well, me and Margaret went to here, and they're like, no, you didn't. You're basically vacationing at work is what you're doing.
Well,
Literally.
And then what I hear from people is, how was the show? Not very good.
No, it wasn't.
Not a lot
No.
of traffic.
No, it was tough. No, it was real
Not
slow.
a lot of traffic to you.
Real slow. Yeah.
Frickin'.
I mean, shit, we sat there. Yeah. I mean, we went to breakfast together and then we ate at lunch. We were always it was just us the whole time. That's because you made it
I
just
wonder
you the whole
why.
time. God.
I know. Okay, sorry.
Smaller pet peeve.
Yeah,
We're going to
no.
stay on the trade show thing. And I
Oh,
just
okay.
saw, this is a group that I talked to years ago about doing some work for. And it's one of those tough ones. There's some good losses, right? Groups, you're like, maybe not. This group, I'm like, gosh, I could help them so much. But they just weren't open, So we didn't do the deal. And then I see them at this trade show, and it's one of the things. And the president of their company, puts on there a picture of this booth that looked like the most generic, boring booth ever.
Yeah.
Come by booth 1150 and say hi. I'm like, that's worse than doing nothing, in my opinion. It's so generic. Yeah. You're not going to do it. You just like look like everybody else. And I also do the little, that's how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
If that's how you're approaching it, we get some great feedback. Our marketing team, Skip and Steph working together.
Shout out to Skip.
We had a guy, a president of a company, a CEO, who we did a marketing campaign. We did this little deal, this little like have you seen it?
Those
the video thing?
Those were amazing.
So this guy says, hey, this isn't why we're talking necessarily, like the only reason, but I will tell you this. I do make an assumption when I see people doing marketing like this, it tells me that they are forward thinking and doing other things that are progressive, and that's who we want to be partnered with.
Hell yes.
And he said, I'm taking this directly to our VP of marketing, our CMO, because we need to be doing things like this.
I love it.
So do the same thing at the trade show. When you set up the booth with a bunch of fucking pens.
Yeah, right.
And stand there in a bad suit.
Yeah.
Talking to your buddies and laughing hungover.
I know.
It's come see us at a booth 1150.
No.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm running. Let's go, Margaret. Where are you going? Booth 1150. Get there quick.
Now.
Yeah, we just got the invite. It's on. It was generic, but I thought, it came through my feed. So let's get over there. Whew, did we make it? Yeah. How'd you get here? Well, I saw your LinkedIn post on come to booth 1150. Here I am.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus. Sorry, I get
fired. No, that's good. That's
one of my pet peeves.
That's a good
Do you have another one? Do you think of another one?
I do, not for conferences.
Okay, that's
this
fine.
is kind of a silly one. I feel bad saying it because it's tough. When people are trying to rapport build and the first one out of their mouth is about the weather.
Oh my God.
And I get it.
Know.
Sometimes it's tough. Like you kind of have to get there, get more comfortable with it. If you're new in your sales career and that's where you are, I just want you to have the plan to evolve out of starting conversations about the weather because there are other things to talk about. By the way, everyone says it, whether you're in person or on the phone, a lot of people are bringing it up.
Yeah.
So just think a little outside the box. Try going to someone's LinkedIn page and learning even the smallest little tidbit about them, where they went to school, where they worked before, where you might have a connection. Maybe there's something that they posted on there that you found interesting, a great insight. Use that for more genuine personal rapport building.
Yeah. See, lately when I meet people new in work for sales calls, the first thing I say is, what'd you think about the election?
Oh, shit. Okay, we're going straight in.
That's a joke. Don't do that. I've thought about doing it. You talk about throwing people off, though. Like,
oh, my God.
So what'd you think about the election? Like, oh,
You're
shit.
Like,
here we go. Whoopsie daisy.
There's no rules.
Exactly right.
All of a sudden, they start sweating. And like,
totally. What
do I say?
Funny. Don't say that. I was a joke. So this is funny you say this because I did this week. I have a client. That's an international client. So there's a guy, coach, who lives in South Africa.
Okay.
Well, in South Africa, it's summertime.
Yeah.
It's the Southern Hemisphere. This is different.
Yeah.
And so I do talk to him about, I talk to him once a month. I'm like, so summer in full swing now. Is like because they go on holidays and stuff.
Totally.
It's a different season.
Yes.
Yes. But you're here, but that's a good, something other than the weather.
Yes. And something that feels
nice.
personal
and something about them.
to them.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, before we get started, I saw that you went to Butler. Oh, here's something. So you see the little, it's over your sholler. See the little Indiana University.
Oh, I do.
Am
I pointing in the right direction?
Yeah, that's it right there. Bravo. Like a weather woman.
Go Hoosiers.
So the IU football team is undefeated.
Undefeated.
IU fan my whole life. I'm so excited. We're just happy. We're not like entitled. We don't think we're going to beat Ohio State. We're just so happy. Now you're a Butler grad.
I am.
Here's a little fun fact that you may not know. So they play in the FCS division. That's the football championship series. So that's smaller schools, but still Division I.
Okay.
They are ranked in the top 25.
Butler
football team is ranked.
Let's go, dogs.
In the top 25 in football in the FCS. How about that?
Oh, see, okay, now I feel like a bad fan because I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're not a bad fan.
I'm more of a basketball kind of gal.
Well, of course.
But just go Butler in general.
See, that's great for Butler, though.
Yes,
that's great.
Isn't
that good?
Dogs.
Yeah, they're really, really good. So that's a little unique thing.
Thank
It's
you.
one of my son's friends. A couple of my son's friends went to play there, and
also,
they're really, really good. Yeah.
Not necessarily a fan, but also isn't Notre Dame having a great season?
Sort of, except they lost to Northern Illinois, which is really bad because Northern Illinois is good but not great. So, but pretty good. Yeah, you'd argue they're not FCS football rankings.
Okay.
Let me see where Butler is here. So just give us a minute. People listening, like, what are they?
They're
talking
like, why
about?
are you looking this up? It's because our state is not known for football, right? This is like not a thing that we normally do, except for the Colts.
Exactly.
But so when we are, we're like all in.
It's a thing. Yeah, for sure.
All in. Let's go.
Great, isn't it?
I know, it's so exciting.
Maybe did Butler drop out? Maybe they were on here a minute ago. Anyway, Butler's really good.
Yeah, it makes me
Butler's
so happy.
Really good. It's fantastic.
I love it.
We love it. What's another pet peeve? Do you have another one?
I just said mine. I thought the weather.
Oh, it's my turn? Oh, you did say the weather.
Thinking about another one.
Okay, I'll do. One of my pet peeves, and this is going to throw some people off. If this throws you off, you need to really look in the mirror about where you are with this subject. It's not a deep subject.
Ooh, I got another one. So
okay,
sorry, you keep going. I'll listen to you.
And that is when people say, well, when are you planning on calling them next, or what's the, and they go, well, I didn't want to bother them. I didn't want to come off as too aggressive. Mm-hmm. I wanted to give them, some time to think about it. I didn't want to be too, and I can't stand that for the life of me, because if your intention is good as a salesperson, because then I'll say, do you think your intention is good? Like, do you want what's best for people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that you could help these people? Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Why would you wait? That's like mean to do.
Yeah.
That's like not nice to do.
Yeah. That's
to them.
a great point.
And it's within people. They have something in there. They're like afraid of something. They think they're going to come off as pushy or something like that. And I'm like, you're not. It's very rare. Very rare. The people that are worried about that are nearly incapable of doing that.
Does
that
so
make sense?
True.
People
That's
that are
absolutely
worried about being aggressive are incapable of being aggressive.
Right.
That's the way I look at that.
Well, and also, it's not to say that it doesn't happen, but that is the exception, not the rule.
Right.
And I think sometimes people maybe get burned once and they're like,
good
I'm
point.
never doing that again.
That's
And
a
you're
great
losing
point.
more deals
Absolutely.
by not doing it.
That's great. And you're just not going to piss people off.
Yeah.
If you're worried about that, and I'm worried
so
about
true.
that, but
The
then I
people
call
who are
Margaret.
worried are the ones
I'm
that
like,
are-
hey, I know we just talked yesterday, but I want, Margaret's not going to go, God, what the fuck? I told you never call me. You're just not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just going to ignore my call or say, no, it's,
That's an excellent point.
I mean, just the action, man, so much happens in the action, and that it tells people that you care.
Yeah.
Like when you're dating, you want to be chased a little bit. Yeah.
Oh
I'll
my
speak for
God,
myself,
yes.
right?
Hell
People
yes.
don't think guys are like, guys want to be chased, ladies.
Yeah.
If you're dating, I'm telling you, as a guy, guys want to be chased.
That's how my husband got me. He pursued me.
Right?
I'm
right.
not kidding. And I was like, I've
other people
never been
didn't.
pursued
Right,
like this
exactly.
before. I was like, I think I'll marry him.
Okay, you're in.
Let's
good.
go.
Good.
It's
San Diego, here we come. La-di-da. Now we have a Christmas tree. Woo.
See, I'm making you dentist appointments. I'm in heaven. So here's another one that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And this is something that I have to say, like, I was subject to because it said more about me and my mindset on money than it does about the customer.
Bravo.
Is automatically dropping prices or giving discounts before you've even discussed it, right? You know, before they've before that's even an issue,
good.
right?
So
and you're
good.
like, let's say you're talking to someone straight out of the gate about your product or service, and you're like, oh my gosh, and by the way, if you sign up before the end of the month, we'll give you a deal.
Oh my God.
That's like, they don't even know if they want to buy it.
Totally.
Who
I know.
cares about a
Lead
discount?
with a
They don't
deal.
even know if it's what they want. And then guess what? You've got nowhere to go when it comes to negotiating if
No.
it gets to that point then, right? If you've already given them this and that and whatever, you're really painting yourself into a corner.
That's really great. And you're training them just to wait until you're going to bring it up. That's so silly.
And by the way, devaluing the work that the rest of your team is doing, that's why it's a pet peeve for me, is because some of the things I say to my teams giving discounts on are things that my team then has to do.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're making more work for other people and not attaching a cost to it.
So good.
No.
Man, if you talk to any CFO about the amount of volume that has to be done to make up the same cash flow number, EBITDA, net income, whatever metric you want to use, when you discount a price is exponential.
Oh.
So in other words, if you need to sell 10 units to make $1 and you want to reduce the price of those, you need to sell 40 units to make the same profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a lower price. It's not like, well, I need to sell a couple more. It's like 4 times, 3. And it depends on your profit margins and stuff, but it's a math problem. Salespeople have no idea how much extra volume they need to make up to make the same amount of cash flow.
And then guess what? If there's any,
number.
depends upon how your business is set up, but let's say there's other opportunities that come from that, you have just married yourself to whatever that price is. You don't get to go back
no, you don't
up.
Get to go up. Nope.
Like, you're there, bud. So
true. So my last one, and it's a very generic one, but it drives me nuts. I cannot stand when people make excuses for performance outside of themselves.
Ooh.
And it's like nails, chalkboard, whatever. It's
Are there
like
particular ones that really grind your gears?
Anytime someone says like a territory or a year, we had a bad year, but there really wasn't much I could do about it because our my number one client, they went out of business, and then we ended up getting behind on production. So yeah, there's really nothing. It's sort of the surrender to there was nothing I could do, nothing I could do. Because then here's the flaw in that logic. If there's nothing you can do when you lose it, then you're also telling me there's nothing you can do to gain it back. So I don't need you.
Wow.
I don't need you. People don't realize that's what they're saying without saying it.
That's a mic drop moment.
They're like, yeah, there's nothing, the market's the market. Like, what can we do? So what you're telling me is you can't make things work when they're a little tough. Then okay, I don't really need you. Then
you've got no control over this.
If you've got no control over it, if you've got no control, it's just a price thing or whatever. That I don't need any salespeople. I don't need you. Yeah. So be really careful with that mentality.
That's a good point.
Now I'm not saying there aren't conditions.
For sure,
you have to work with the conditions.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Apollo 13?
I have.
When they throw all the air scrubbers going off and they throw it onto the table, say build an air scrubber so that they can clean out the carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
And they make it out of like pencils and duct tape, and they tear they just figured it out. And to save the guys' lives. That's like
that's a really good analogy.
It's a great analogy. That scene is awesome.
And they did it, like you said, with nothing.
Nothing. They said they basically said, here's what's in the capsule, and building an air scrubber is not easy. It's got to go through all these pipes and hoses and different chemical things and shields and all this shit.
Yep. And they're just like, we got to make it work.
You have to, or they die. Like, there's no choice.
That's it.
Because the easy thing would be like, well, we can't make an air scrubber out of like tube socks and duct tape. We can't do that.
Yeah,
like,
they just throw their hands up and be like, nope, sorry.
No choice.
Looks like they're SOL.
Yeah, figure out how. So if you're a salesperson, like, well, there's nothing I could do. Headwinds and, bad mentality. Pet peeve.
I like it. I love it. I'd love to know what grinds your guys' gears too.
Yeah.
So like throw that on there when we put this on LinkedIn. Be like, this drives me crazy too.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
People love to complain too, don't they?
Do they? You know what grinds my gears is complaining.
I can't stand it when people complain and bitch all the time. Drives me nuts. Drives me to drink. Grinds my gears. What are some other ways to say that?
Well, I think it's
Gets my goat.
Frost my cookies.
Frost my cookies.
Really overcooking my grits.
Okay.
I could go all day.
It sounds like it. Insurance vehicle.
Thanks, guys.
Cook my grits. Bye.
Bye.